Good morning, Golden Desert Congress judges. I'm going to demonstrate how to get to your ballot and how to use it. I'm not going to show you exactly what the rooms look like in this video because those events don't start until tomorrow, and so I don't want to open a room prematurely. But if you want to see what the rooms look like, you can go and take a look at the XStemp video that is also in this playlist. XStemp's today, so I went ahead and opened up that room today. First step is to log into your Tabroom. Once I'm logged in, I should immediately see the ballots that are assigned to me and these other online spaces. But if I'm not, I'm going to click on my name and I'm going to make sure I see this. When you first get here in the morning, you might only see the online spaces. You're going to want to go to Judge Check In, Check Out by clicking on that video icon, and you will check in to let us know that you are here and ready to take rounds. So this is going to be what you see at first. You'll also see the squad room of the high school for which you are judging. That is accessible to all of the competitors, coaches, and judges for the team, but you don't ever need to go there if you don't want to. Now we have a really big video icon that's for your room. You will click that icon to open your room, and you will also click Start on your ballot, and you'll see that room link again up here. The ballots for Congress are a little bit strange because they're first going to bring you to this space that looks blank. So this is where you put individual comments per speaker, and the first thing that you are going to need to do is pick which congressperson you are actually writing about. So I'm going to pick Matthew. I'm going to put in a note about the topic of the bill. They should tell you that as Congress people. So I'm just going to put that in as a demo bill at the moment. I'm going to choose whether they're speaking on the pro or speaking on the con. And then I'm going to give Matthew some positive feedback and some constructive feedback. And then I'm going to give him points for the speech. An average speech in Congress is about a 3.5 to a 4. So most speakers in JV and varsity are going to be giving speeches that are 4 or above. A 6 speech is a really fantastic speech. It could potentially be the best speech of the day. So those 6s, we should use them relatively sparingly, but you're going to hear 6s today. 5s are going to be a very good speech, an above average speech, but maybe not a knock you out of the park speech. So a lot of 5s, potentially 4s, super solid speech, did a good job, feel good about this speaker, but it's not wowing me the way that a 5 or a 6 would. Maybe they didn't do a good job with the cross-examination questions. So they gave a good speech and then that cross-ex was just not so great. So maybe that's a 4. 3, this was kind of a subpar speech. Maybe they reiterated a lot of things that were previously said in the round. So, you know, if they'd given this speech earlier, it would have been better, but right now it's just kind of stale. That's a 3. 2s and 1s shouldn't really be happening in JV and varsity, and definitely shouldn't be happening if we haven't alerted the parliamentarian or the tab room that there's some kind of a problem. A 1 speech should be a really problematic speech, a racist, sexist, jingoist, and ist speech, or offensive in some other way, like it's personally attacking another speaker in the room. Those would be 1s. 1 should be very rare. I have, in all of my years of judging Congress, and I exclusively judged Congress for several years, I've given 3 1s. 1 for a 30-second speech that bashed the team that the speaker was on, 1 for a speech that was just offensive, the speech itself was vulgar, and 1 for a speech where the speaker spoke for like 15 seconds. and also managed to then, when asked questions, say offensive things to the people asking them questions. So ones, super rare, shouldn't be giving out ones. Everything should pretty much be a 3 or above in a round with JV or varsity kids, and those 3 should even be pretty rare. So I'm just going to give this speech this fictional speech a 5 for the moment, and then I'm going to click save the speech, and you will automatically see a new speech pop up here that is blank. So if Matthew were to give a second speech in the round, when I come back to his name, I'll see this new speech up top. We are also going to have a speaker in the room who's the presiding officer, so let's just say that's Ryan. So I'm going to click this button that says they're a presiding officer, and now my ballot's going to change. So I'm giving the presiding officer feedback on what happened in the room. So good things about how the room was run. And constructive feedback. Like, it seems like you called on, X person far more than you called on Y person, or it didn't seem like you were paying attention to the people who used the raise hand icon instead of actually raising their hands on camera. You got to remember to check for both. And I'm going to give Ryan, as the presiding officer, the same kind of score, 6 for an outstanding job. This room just took care of itself. I didn't notice anything that went wrong. 5 for this was really good. 4 for this was okay. This was okay, and nobody really needed to intercede. So right now I'm going to give Ryan a 4, and I'm going to save his speech, and we get another opportunity to give Ryan more points, but I don't need to give him more points as the presiding officer. So this is where the ballot's going to open, and it's where I'm going to give feedback to individual speakers. So I am going to put in the title of the bill. Maybe this one was on climate change. Pick the side, give some feedback, give some points. It's really important that the kids get specific feedback for their specific speeches. And then there is this page over here, which is rankings. It is automatically going to average the speaker points that you gave to students so that you can see that in their rankings. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 speakers in this room. We always rank through 8, so every single kid in this room is going to get an individual ranking. And I'm just going to do this at random right now, but each of these, you can see, needs to be unique. It will not allow me to submit my ballot if I don't have a unique rank for every single kid who's in the room, because there are under 8 kids in this particular room. If there are more than 8 kids in the room, you'll rank through 8, and then any blank ranks will get a 9. Both of our rooms this weekend, I believe, are right around 8 or 9 kids, so you will be ranking most kids. But once the tournaments get going and we have more kids in the round, you might have 12 or 13 kids in your room, and so you're only going to need to rank through that 8th kid. So again, it will launch you onto this speech page, and you will give them individualized feedback for the speech that they are giving, and then save the speech, and it will show you the next opportunity for that kid to speak. And then the rankings page you will do at the very end of the round, and that will be when you submit the ballot. You do have a timer over here on your ballot so that you can time each speech. It's already starting at 3, and so I can use that anytime during the round. I don't know why I just tried to submit the ballot there. So if it does that on you, just do what I did, click no, and that's fine. So this ballot is a little bit different than the other ballots that you've seen because it has these 2 different pages so that we can give individualized feedback, and then we can rank kids on this second page. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to reach out to me at roostje@nv.ccsd.net or to us at goldendesertsda@gmail.com, and that link will also be inside your room. If you need to see the room, again, you can watch the extemp video. Thank you so much for judging. We really appreciate everything that you do for our kids.